You know what? I'm glad I remembered it. You know what we got to do? We got to get better about doing an actual. Because last week we got so carried away doing whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There was like no. I feel bad like editing it. There was no way to make it sound like an intro or like any sort of. It's just like the podcast just starts in the middle of some balls joke or something we were making, and then carries on from there.
Oh, wow. So we never did a how are you guys type of thing? Oh, wow.
Just blew on past that.
You talking about for which one?
Last week.
Okay. Do you want to talk about balls now?
I mean, it's always on the mind.
It's on bingo, right? I have something that's I'm in a conundrum about.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Oh, hey.
Sorry. How are you?
Oh, I was going for the cold open.
Oh, okay. Oh, God damn it.
That's okay. No, you're good.
Do you want to do a hot open this time?
Yeah, let's keep it hot.
Oh, that'll piss all the rest of them off so bad. We do a hot open just out of nowhere. Let's do it. We're doing a hot open. Here it is, folks.
Okay. But we do need the intro.
We got it now. This is in it. Everybody, this is the intro. Everybody listening to the podcast and watching it. Intro right now. This whole thing.
Okay.
This is the intro to the thing.
It starts.
Okay. You're here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that we're this is episode 80, right? Of our podcast.
Okay, I'm gonna come clean about something. The numbering scheme, it's probably way off. Like this is a thing. Yeah, not way off. It's different. Like there's different numbers on different platforms, and it's gonna come around to bite me in the ass when I finally get to make them all meet up.
Okay,
they're all gonna fight.
Yeah, like you know how when you button your shirt like one button off, and you get to your collar and you realize that you're stupid.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm almost at the collar, and
you button all the way to the top.
Yeah, I'm not some Miami pervert with my chest hair blowing out everywhere. I go to the top,
to the neck,
to the past the neck.
You go to the bottom of the face.
Yeah,
you see it through, huh?
Pull it up over my head, cinch it tight like a drawstring.
Wow.
I am a bag.
It's a sleeping bag.
Dan, that's a shame because episode 80, that's a milestone in my mind because I mentioned earlier several podcasts ago about
how many? Let's figure it out.
Oh, it was a long time ago. Do you remember when I was talking about my cousin
Vinny?
Mm-hmm. I won't say his name, but he wanted me to buy a porn for the first time when he turned 18. Do you remember that story? He went to the porn. He bought Falk Holes Volume 80. I feel like we're finally there. We're
the best we've ever
been. We're as good and we're as consistent as those guys now.
That's right.
They went all the way to 80. And now we're there. So,
and we're not going to be tired and loose. We're as good as we've ever been. We're as tight as we've ever been.
All right. Yep. Oh. Okay. So you were saying? I interrupted you.
I was interrupting Mark. So he go.
Oh.
Well, actually, word. Guys, be fucking done. This is a hot open. This is how crazy a hot open is. Look, we're just bebopping. This is like jazz. It's all off the cuff. Let's do, guys, this episode, what do you say we ditch the scripts? I know we took the time to write all this shit out, but what do you say we just wing it this time?
Oh my God. So, because I'm reading the script right now, and everything that
this is in here.
We've already said, yeah.
We scripted this whole thing, like do the ditching the script thing.
Right, yeah, and then hold on, I skipped a line. Yeah. Oh, okay, I guess we'll do that then. Let's ditch the script.
Yeah, that's where we are right now.
Yeah, sorry.
And thank you for putting up with my misspellings.
No, that was a comma. Okay, I see it. Do you want me to do it again, or take it from the top, or just keep?
No, that was it. We'll use. Normally, we do 3 takes per line, and I choose the best one. But that one, no. This time we'll do. L. Ron Hubbard, first draft, final draft. We'll just get this thing out the door.
Okay. All right.
Our word for the day. This is a more common one. This feels very much like an SAT word to me.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't think I took. Did I take those? I think I didn't.
I never took them.
There was like some prerequisite stuff that they're like, you're just too stupid. Like, why don't you go home and like practice falling down for a while?
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but I have not taken them either. How come neither one of you asked?
How did you guys skip the SATs? Maybe you're too smart.
That is not the case.
Did they tell you to, why don't you go defenestrate yourselves? Go ahead.
Well, I knew I was going to community. I never applied to any college. I just knew I was going to community college. Oh, and that was my first step. I never applied to a college. I go, I know exactly what I'm doing. Nothing.
Okay, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, but
they accepted you, didn't they?
They had, it was like pay.
Yeah, the check cleared, so he got in.
Yeah. Check cleared, and they go, okay, you're one of us.
All right. This week's word from our friend Laser Chance in the Discord.
Ooh.
Okay.
Anti-penultimate.
Anti-penultimate?
Yes.
Well, that would be the opposite of penultimate, which is the ultimate. The pinnacle of ultimate. You take all these ultimate things, you put them in a room. The best ultimate thing is the penultimate. So you got an ultimate pizza, you got an ultimate car. They're in the same room. People vote on the best one, and they say, all right, so out of all these ultimate things, that's the penultimate. The anti-penultimate would be getting a bunch of the worst things in the world in a room, and then having people come in and vote on which one is the worst of the worst. That's what that word means.
Okay. All right. Interesting take. Mark?
What was the word again?
Anti-penultimate.
All right, anti-penultimate. That is my penultimate's my uncle's wife.
Okay. I see what
very different guesses here.
Yeah. I'll accept both. I don't
accept like you're gonna be like, try again. I don't accept what you think it is.
I reject your guess.
Can I ask, how far did you get in community college, by the way?
Oh, yeah, I did all 3 years.
Okay, great. Excellent.
Steven, I feel very badly about this, but you were thinking A-N-T-I. This is A-N-T-E, anti.
Oh.
Like antebellum.
Of course. Of course.
So you were following the wrong clue.
All right.
So antepenultimate is third from the last.
Third from the last. Look at that.
Okay, so bronze.
Bronze.
Damn it.
It's a reverse. Yeah, you're right. I think it is a reverse bronze. So if you got a race of 10 people, the guy that comes in 7th would be the
penultimate.
Antepenultimate, right?
Antepenultimate.
Jeff?
Yeah.
How many is in a horse race? Like, so in a horse race, what you got
Is that what you're going to name your horse?
Coming around the final stretch, antepenultimate.
You got the winner, and then what? Second place is what they call, what? Is it show, or is that third place? What's the show in a horse race? Do you know what I'm talking about? We've played the board game plenty of times.
I don't know. I know Quinella is in there somewhere.
What? Okay. Maybe you know what? We've got a lot of words to go in our life.
I go by just Big Johnson t-shirts, and you know, If you're not first, you're last. So I know 2 places.
All right.
That's it.
I haven't seen those in forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I've been stuck in my house.
Jeez. Wow. Normally, if I wasn't, I'd be out buying Big Johnson t-shirts.
Or wearing them around.
Yeah. God, you were the shit if you had one of those in fucking middle school.
Oh, that was the one. You wore a coat out of the house, and then you fucking threw that coat in a gutter, and you're like, all right, boys, it's Big Johnson Day at school. Here I come.
I see.
Yep.
Were you the kind of kid that did that? Were you?
No, I was a pussy. I watched those kids. I was like, those kids are cool as shit. Look at those kids.
Okay. Wow.
I had a. I don't know how I got away with it, but I did wear it to school and no one said anything. It was the MasterCard symbol with the orange and the red circles. And it was so stupid. I can't believe someone would have bought this shirt, but it said Master Hard.
That's not even a good word.
It's not clever at all. I like, as I'm remembering it, I'm like, well, why would anyone buy that?
No, what's the joke there? I mean,
There's no joke. It's like, get it, dick. All right, what's the next thing we can make with the dick?
A dick joke that has nothing relating to the credit card mess.
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
It's the t-shirt equivalent of walking up to somebody with a giant dildo, hitting them in the head, and yelling "dick" at the same time. It's that clever.
So, Mark, no one at school mentions the shirt to you.
No, and nothing says you got a big dick more than wearing a shirt that says I got a big dick.
Sure.
100% of those people do not have big dicks.
Wow.
My chain wallet doesn't say it enough. I'll get this shirt. That'll tell everybody.
Jeez.
I knew a guy. I had a friend in high school that would make his own disgusting shirts.
Really? What would he do?
Black shirt and the white puffy paint. And in high school he had I know there was a Dillagaff one. What? Do I look like I give a fuck that he would wear? I was in the regular rotation.
The white puffy paint that like middle schools like.
Yes.
All like right on each other's shirts.
Yeah. These were the days before people could just buy like a vinyl printer and like print the shit out and iron it on. This guy was doing the work.
Your own shirt.
He was painting his own shirt.
Okay.
But the hard thing for him was he only wore black.
Okay.
So, and he wasn't gonna do a white shirt and make it easier and just like write on it with a Sharpie. So he had to go with that white puffy paint. It was the only thing that show up. He had one. I don't think anybody ever. He was probably had like 2 inches on me, I think, and 100 pounds or so. Height. He was big, huge guy.
Which was my first guess.
I thought you were
amazing, great cock.
About a shirt.
Like it was. I couldn't even see all the way to the end of it. It was tremendous. He had, I think, one of my favorites that I don't think anybody ever said a word to him was, "I'd be your dad, but the dog beat me up the stairs."
What? It's so wordy too.
It really it's a lot of track to lay for a dog fucked your mom joke on a shirt.
That's a lot of paint work. Wow.
God, he had to. I guarantee you, he had to buy 2 pens for that shirt.
Oh, at least. Yeah. And there was like some rough drafts.
Yeah, that's not the first shirt. He's like, oh fuck, I misspelled dog, and he had to get on another shirt.
Jeez.
I'll message some friends from back then, see if I can find any of the other ones, because there were some other gems there too. Just
that's great.
That would wear you. It was. You could tell. You knew what day of the week it was by which disgusting shirt he was wearing.
That's funny.
What I was gonna say before in the cold open was this conundrum I'm having with my daughter who just turned 3, and we were outside and we have this big bubble thing that blows big bubbles. And, it's a huge wand and you blow it and it makes these big bubbles. And she said, and she was like, oh, can we make big bubbles? And I was like, yeah, of course. And we went outside and I was doing it with her, and she gets so excited. And I made it one big bubble, and just to like amp up the excitement. And I was like, oh man, look at that big boy, like look at that big bubble, but she thought it was so funny that I called her the big boy, and she was laughing. And I was like, okay, of course. And I
catch on to that.
Yeah. And you keep going where I was just trying to be more silly with her. I was like, oh, look at that fat one. Like, oh, look at how fat this bubble is.
No.
Yeah. And then I swear to God, I go, oh, look at that fat boy. Look at this fat boy. And she started dying laughing. And so the next day, I swear to God, we're outside, and she's got a couple friends that hang out in the driveway, that they all play together. And she goes, oh, Dad, can you blow a fat boy? And I was like,
you're gonna have.
I was like, I forgot all about it. And I was like, all right, I gotta start like drilling in her head. Like, we're calling it Big Bubbles now. Big Bubbles. That's the name of it. But she laughs every time. Like, she's like, no, blow fat boy. And I'm like, anything for you, sweetie.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So the neighbor, he thinks something's going on.
That's only the beginning. There's going to be so much of that coming up. Wow.
And then you've got another one right behind that.
Yeah. Well, I'm learning all the mistakes to just call things what they are. I don't want to start mislabeling other stuff in different situations.
Got to be careful. Wow, I wouldn't have thought, Jeez.
Yeah, so funny. Because my neighbor next door knows that now. And I was like, it's a bubble. Trust me, it's a bubble. Just don't call the cops.
What do we call bubbles?
Yeah.
I'd imagine like it was everything you could do to not immediately make eye contact with the other parents there to like try to shoot them like, that's not what you think.
Yeah. Look. Yeah. Just like, okay, you know what? We're going to call it. That's what I did. I was like, okay, you know what? They're just called big bubbles. Like big bubbles. But she was just laughing. I'm just, how like when you start with something and then it evolves into just something else and you take a piece of the last thing you said and you evolve it into what else. But yeah, whoops. Now I got a bunch of fat boys lining up at my house waiting. Yeah, we heard what you do here.
Let's move on to...
Sure. Now's a good time. Sorry, do you want me to do that part over again? Do you want me to read that?
No, script says we're doing one take tonight.
One take script.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Bubbles actually translates into our science talk topic tonight. Isn't that great? Scientists are talking about blowing bubbles. Well, that is if you're ready for science. Yeah. I can begin.
I've been itching for it all week. Give me that science.
Okay. Here it is.
Let me make sure no one's around. Okay, go ahead. Give me that science.
All right. So this is science that has happened this week. And by bubbles, I mean like warp a bubble. Scientists announce a physical warp drive is now possible. What do you think of that?
What is the definition of a warp drive?
So you know how like in...
that's just like really fast, right?
Yeah, like faster than light. You've seen those science movies where they're like, oh,
faster than light?
Faster than light, yeah. So, like in every science movie, they fold the sheet of paper in half and they're like, well, the fastest way to go from here to here, well, you just fold the sheet of paper in half, instead of going in a straight line on the paper. You know what I'm talking about? You've seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Well... yeah, in theory, they know how to they know how this would work now. I'll explain in some.
They just crease the paper. We've known that for years.
Right. Well, actually, so there's this paper published, and it goes into super in depth. And I'm not gonna do all that, but I'm just gonna give you the highlights from this article that talks about the paper. Right.
Okay.
It's called the Alcubierre drive. It conforms to Einstein's theory of general relativity to achieve superluminal travel, so faster than light. And as we all know, the speed limit of the universe is light speed, right? You can't go faster than that. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fastest any energy will ever go for some reason. I don't know. But, the science talkers believe they can do what was only previously in science fiction movies where they do that whole trick. They explain it like this. This is how much they have to dumb it down for us. Mm-hmm. They say, imagine a tablecloth. You know that thing where you pull the tablecloth and all the dishes stay on the table?
Mm-hmm.
They're just saying, imagine that. That's what they're saying to us. Like,
is that it? Did they end it there?
Think about that.
Yeah. So imagine, your dish is the spaceship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, well, instead of making a huge engine with all this power and energy and fuel to go from one side of the table to the other,
can we say that the saucer is our spaceship? That might play into it a little bit more. Well, I'm sorry. We'll edit that in for
that's
do
great.
It again. Do it again. Another take. We'll cut that in editing.
Okay. Of course, Jeff. We'll make it a saucer. Saucer on the table. Instead, they're like, well, dude, we don't need to move the saucer. What if we instead just move the cloth really fast? That will get us to move. That's basically what you're doing. Mark, I can see your eyes are closed. You're trying.
He's zooming apart.
I'm trying to think. And what I think I know. So so let me get this straight.
I know you're very much anti-scientist.
They're saying, why move a plate when we can move everything else?
Exactly. Yeah.
So they're more of like, we're not going anywhere. We're pushing
space around us. Yeah.
We're pushing space away.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We got a big jet fuel. We're not going anywhere. We're staying in one place.
You are going somewhere because you're pushing space around you, but really you're not really moving all that much.
Right. You're just pushing it so fast it just and it just goes around you really quick and then you're like there.
Yeah. Well, that's called like a warp bubble or a big boy.
Oh yeah. Fat boy. Yeah.
They're calling it blow a fat boy with this science ship. I can tell.
That'll be the title of the episode.
I was gonna say, I'll give you $10 if you make that the title. Blow a fat boy.
I love how. Yeah. So yeah, does that make sense?
No.
All right. I'll go on.
I mean, it almost makes so much sense that it's like, yeah, I thought that too.
Right.
But you can't just think something and then just be like, well, that's how you do it. Then show me how you do it. You do it. Don't just go, hey, you know what would be cool? This would be cool. And then not do anything about it.
Right. Okay, so they're saying by purely local expansion of space-time behind the spaceship and an opposite contraction in front of it, Alcubierre wrote in his paper's abstract, motion faster than the speed of light as seen by observers outside is possible. So from an outside observer, you'd be going faster than the speed of light. You would see them doing this.
So you'd only look like you'd be going fast, but you wouldn't be.
It would look like they would just disappear, I guess.
It's a magic trick.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I think so.
David Blaine is so fucking mad we're talking about this right now because we just found out how magic works.
You guys have ruined my next 3 years of work.
What am I going to do for work now? I'm doing Stephen Wright, not David Blaine.
Oh, I thought that was Vin Diesel.
Wow, that could work for a lot. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he might volunteer to be the first pilot on this ship, right? So now this trick, this magic trick, would take way too much energy than it's possible for us humans to even get a hold of. There are other science talkers that have criticized the Alcubierre drive because it requires too much mass and negative energy for humans to ever construct. However, in this new concept, using floating bubbles of space-time, it is possible rather than floating ships in space-time. I'm quoting directly from the article. I don't know what that means, but they're saying it's possible. They're basically saying they know how to do it.
Right.
They just can't now. They still say it's hundreds of years into the future before they could even think about building something like this. It's still not possible for us today, but the math and the physics in theory work. They know how to do it. They just can't. They don't have the resources right now, right?
That's such a bitch move by science, though, to say this is how you do it, but someone else will do it in 100 years. I won't be here, and who knows, But they get the credit. They get the this guy thought of this, and he goes, yeah, I thought about this. I get the credit. I want my name in science history. Write it in the stars.
Funny you should say that. Yeah. This guy Alcubierre has endorsed the new model. They say, which is like having Albert Einstein show up to your introductory physics class. So he approves of this new model.
Right. Okay. So someone else thought about it, and then
of the new way, yeah.
And then the best scientists, what's his Stanley Kubrick? What's his name?
Alcubierre.
Alcubierre comes in and he goes, "No, this it's just a bunch of scientists bullshitting each other." I don't understand it, but I don't want to seem dumb. I do it all the time at parties. Hey, oh man, what do you think about the thing that happened? And then I have to pretend I know what they're talking about. I have to read their facial expressions and tone of voice, and they go, I mean, what do you think about that? And I go, crazy, man. Like, yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, you're
and I go, yeah, I know you thought it was crazy because I'm good at context clues. You have to be when you don't know what's going on.
I understand, and I know I get how you're against them doing stuff that's not productive in our current. Like this is my impression of Mark writing a science article. He'd say something like, 2 scientists have rubbed their bald heads and egos together to produce something on Earth that is only productive in space. It's not actually helping our planet that we live on right now. Right?
That's not even helping space. It's only helping space in these people's minds. This is all theoretical, hypothetical shit. Like this.
Yeah.
Can we go back to the analogy? Because that's completely wrong. Saying it's like Einstein showing up to your entry-level physics class.
That's what this article said from this is Popular Mechanics, by the way.
So they made a model or an idea better than the namesake of the original idea, and he signed off on it?
Apparently, yeah.
That would be like Einstein showing up to a class that he doesn't understand because he hasn't gotten there yet. They beat this guy. This is not the Kubier model anymore. Mm-hmm. It's whoever these people are.
Right.
Who's they did better Einstein? Than they did. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a new Einstein in town.
Right. This is Einstein passing the torch. This does that is a terrible analogy.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
So funny good how point. They can come up with how things warp, but fucking can't come up with analogies.
God damn.
Right. Yeah. So we're calling them on their bullshit from the analogy and explaining what they've done and not the model. Yeah. Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's what I got for science talk.
Wow. It sounds like
that was a science full.
Like some scientists were like, well, we're working from home. You want to watch a couple Christopher Nolan movies, smoke some pot, and then write some shit down? Or like, I can get some.
I imagine I still want to play out a scenario where Mark plays a scientist that discovered this new thing. And maybe Jeff and I are scientists sitting at the table working on COVID or the environment or diseases on Earth or something. And then Mark comes in with news about how to go faster than in space, which is still hundreds of years away. I want that scenario to play out somehow. Like he bursts into the room playing the character that he hates.
I'd love that. I would love that.
Yeah, okay. I'll watch that.
I would still like to do the reverse undercover boss, the undercover employee. Still
the undercover employee.
Yeah, well, you know where I go in as an expert on things, and I have to see if anyone calls me on my bullshit by working there a full week. See if I can bullshit for a full week at this new job.
I see. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Be an architect. I know nothing about the thing, but I'm hired first day. Okay. And see if I can make it a week.
Is there a show like that out there?
There can't be. No, but it's basically Undercover Boss. No, it's not.
You're just moving down a rung. You're going from
fake employee
to boss to employee is Undercover Boss, and then employee to not hired yet is the show that you're making.
Yeah, call me on my bullshit. That's the show name. It's a working title.
Okay, all right. That's a great idea. I would watch that. Hard.
Right, yeah. It's 30-minute episodes or 20-minute episodes. I try to go a whole week. Monday, you meet everybody. You're around a table and you're just kind of nodding, agreeing, and then someone says, "This is your first assignment on Tuesday," and then you go, "Oh, sure, yeah," and like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need that by Thursday," and you go, "Oh, okay," and then Wednesday comes around, you got to figure out, all right, what the fuck is this? What the fuck do I do? And then even their vocabulary they're using, they're like, "Oh yeah, make sure you're using CAD program for the 2260s." And I'm like, God, okay, well. And then I gotta go down the thing, and I go, "Hey man, do you got like a template for the 2260s on what is and like, because I use a different 2260 in my last job, and you guys and
you use a different 2260? What do you mean?"
And I'm like, you know what? I just remembered I got a whole bag of them.
So I would love to see this show. Is the challenge like, can you last a week without getting fired?
Right. Wait. Can I last a week?
Okay.
Because I doubt anyone's going to fire you in a week, right?
Let's say they hire 3 of us. Who can last the longest?
Right. Yeah. Who can last the longest, and or like, can you last a week without someone going to like a boss or administrator and be like, "I don't think this guy knows what the fuck he's talking about." Like,
imagine if they said, "This is crazy. Not only do I think this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, but I think Jeff and Steven also don't know what they're talking about. I think we've hired 3 people accidentally."
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck this happened.
I think it would be tough to have, yeah. Well, I guess all 3 of us could technically get hired at this like whatever place. But that would be fun. The problem is you'd obviously have cameras around, and you could be like, "Oh, it's a reality show. This guy's, he's." Yeah, you really have to think about like the cameras and why are they there following. You got to tell other people the reason why. Like, "Oh, we're doing a documentary on this guy, and we're just following around his everyday life." And so, but
right.
I just love the fact of just trying to bullshit a job I know nothing about for
great.
like a whole week, and like clocking in 9 to 5 and like waiting on Friday and just like hiding from people.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, if I had to build a bunch of 2260s, I would Monday I would hide in the bathroom, right? Tuesday I would call in sick. Wednesday I might, have a flat tire while I was out at lunch or something, oh God, this has been a week from hell, guys. Next week I will catch up. I will.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that is my dream.
That would be really fun. Yeah.
TV. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, we can. I think we can do it.
Or I can get fired from a job. That's.
Oh man. Yeah.
In a heartbeat.
I mean, like even I think I remember mentioning on a podcast of like how there's a down the road it's someone's like help wanted to on a horse farm.
And
I was like, that sounds cool for like labor or whatever, but I would like to get hired and be like, I know everything about horses. I do that. I've done this. I've tended horses for 15 years. And they're like, all right, well, make sure you. I'm like, how much do I feed them? How many oats? Is it one cup of oats? And they're like, well, cup. I'm like, I'm just kidding.
Maybe we stick with office jobs because in office jobs, there's no chance you get kicked by a horse.
But it raises the stakes. So I think it's more
okay.
It's more watchable too. I mean, it could be construction. It's like, oh, this guy, all three of us are on a team with the 5 other guys that were there. And we're like, oh, there's 3 new guys. Come on. And that's not fair because Jeff knows shit about building stuff. So like me and Steven would be fucking really struggling, but Jeff would get by. But I would like to do that episode.
What if we made it like a practical jokers thing where Steven and I were off in another room with monitors watching you, feeding you lines in your ear, trying to help you out through the week.
Okay.
Wow. This is great.
Yeah.
Someone's got to pitch this.
Yeah, we'll pitch it. I think it'd be awesome.
I don't think we mentioned it before the warm open. But yesterday, do you guys remember back to yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know.
Yesterday, we climbed a mountain.
Yeah, that was really fun. Yep.
We did. I just wanted to take this time and this platform that we have and say congratulations to Dar, Seif, and Killer Satan.
Yes, that's well done.
Coming in first, second, and third place. It was the first annual Hummies VR Comedy Mountain Climb-A-Rama Fest.
Yeah,
Palooza.
The Discord mountain climb competition. Yeah, it was great in Rec Room.
Very impressive.
And I've done it just a couple times, but virtual reality climbing that high, I get a little weird with heights. It's not my thing, but it was very fun. Yeah.
And a thing that works surprisingly well in VR, the climbing thing.
Yeah.
Except for I punched the shit out of the ceiling light in my room.
Really?
Yeah, mic stand several times. That's to be expected though. But I mean, I uppercut that light just like it was nothing. I thought I had a broken controller or a light, but I didn't. I just had 3 winners. We had 3 winners: Dar, Seif, and Killer Satan. So bless them all.
Yeah, congratulations, everybody.
Yes, congrats.
Yep. And everybody that came out.
Yeah, we had a whole slew of people participating.
Yeah, it was very fun.
And we're going to do it again. We'll do some other contest or we'll get them involved in another thing. That was fun.
How many people can we have in Hand Simulator? We'll figure this out. I'm going to cut it. This is all going to be edited out. We'll do a retake.
I think 4.
Action. Maybe next time we'll try Hand Simulator. All right, well, moving on. Speaking of not using your hands, guys, have I ever told you about the Tushy bidet from hellotushy.com/hummies?
What is that? Oh, yeah. I mean, of course, I've heard about it. Tell me more, though.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
Put your hands down because you don't need them anymore. You just turn the knob, you blast your crack, and then you move on with your day. You're not being gross, digging around in there like an animal. You put this thing on your tool. You buy it with that code. You go to follow that link hellotushy.com/hummies. You buy one of these things, you slap it on your John, and then you just wash away your cares. You blast away your cares, really.
I think you're sort of beating around the asshole bush. It's an asshole cleaner, right?
Well, I mean, we don't have to be so gross about it, but yeah, and not so many words. It's an asshole cleaner.
Okay. Yeah. It's a toilet assistant.
Mm-hmm. A toilet assistant. It's a smart toilet. It's an AI-powered smart toilet assistant.
Wait, side note, like maybe this doesn't go in, but you push a button and it shoots the water, right?
You turn it off.
It doesn't know. It doesn't automatically sense anything, right?
I don't know how to do like a verbal asterisk, but yeah, you're the one doing all the work. You're turning the knob and it's blasting you.
Okay, got it. All right.
It actually learns where your asshole is.
That's what they call it.
It gets to know your asshole.
Patented technology.
It's brown eye contact.
You see like a bunch of scientists in a lab coat in their infrared scanners and UV lights to learn where your asshole is.
So if you need one of these in your home, and I think you do, go to hellotushy.com/hummies. Pick one up. It's the only thing you should be using your hands for.
Save 10%.
What happens if they go to that?
You save 10%.
Okay.
You save a tree.
Many trees.
It's another asterisk. I can't really.
We'll figure out how.
2 trees. Money. Well, that's like digital currency now. Never mind.
Yeah, but Jeff brings up a good point.
Unless you're sending in cash in an envelope.
How do you verbally say asterisks? Is it just saying by the way, or
allegedly? I think is
okay. All right.
I've got a thing that I wanted to mention is our questionnaire, our feedback and suggestion questionnaire that we've put out. That will be in the description of this podcast and in the description of this episode on YouTube.
I will tweet it out shortly after this.
We legitimately are looking for everybody's feedback and opinions and suggestions. And
it's like a suggestion box, right?
It's a suggestion box.
Your name is not on it, so if you have any...
Yeah, this as far as I can tell is completely anonymous, and I don't care who sent us this stuff as long as you're being genuine about what you're saying to it. We're just interested in hearing what you have to say, and also some of it's pretty funny.
Okay. But
I was going to read a couple of the responses from there, just so you can get an idea of what kind of feedback we've gotten so far. I want more RimWorld. You guys are just the best. Your comedy is golden. You should stream more as a group. Henlo, you do very good and very impressed. Good eye and ear content. 11 out of 10. Yes. Steven needs to hydrate more. Still saying RimWorld.
Let me see who's in the chat now.
More nervous noises by Steven.
I don't like this suggestion box.
One of them.
Can we cancel the suggestion box?
One of the feedback, the suggestions is just signed Seymour Butts. Just the right balance of science discussion, real world events, and my favorite cum, dick, and fart jokes with a splash of Epstein.
Can we someone please put that as a review on like iPodcast, please?
That's great. I know exactly who did that too, just from the way it says.
I have an idea of who it was as well.
I know who did that. So, and that is a great. I love that quote, by the way. Good job.
I'm gonna do a thing right now, and this might surprise the two of you. We were talking about this before the episode. If you're listening and you're looking for a way that you can help us out, give us rate our podcast on iTunes and Spotify or wherever you can. Rate, thumbs up all of our stuff. Like it, review it. As long as you like it. I mean, I guess you can give it a shitty review. That's fine also, If you hate this, I don't know why you're listening still here at a minute 20 or an hour and 20 minutes if you don't like it. But that stuff we're learning, we're not good at self-promotion. That's hard for us. But I think that stuff actually does help with the algorithm gods and making our stuff more findable.
Yeah, if you guys know a social media expert, please have him give us a call.
Yeah, I mean, it pains me to say all that shit. I feel, but that's I think we're learning that that's one of the things that we're missing. Hydrate, please, thanks. I suggest that you guys hire someone to spoon feed Steven water. Confuse him or something. I don't know. And that is confusing to me. So I think it worked. It just says confuse him or something. I don't know.
Oh,
that's the line. That's all it is.
Yeah, that worked. You're right.
Play what am I sitting on? Rules. One of you sits on something that is uncomfortable to the cheeks. You must describe the item and how it feels against your rump. The other two guys have to guess what it is.
The other guy underneath you has to say what it is.
The other guy has to keep his mouth shut. Be sure to clinch.
Plato has a good question. Like, how do you rate? I don't even know. How do you rate or?
Can you do it on Spotify or Zone?
There might not be a rating on Spotify. I know there is on Apple Podcasts, but I guess. I guess anywhere you're seeing our content and they have a
I see. Okay.
On YouTube, the thumbs up. We want to keep doing this, and that's how anybody and everybody for the price of nothing can help us to continue to keep doing this.
Can I ask permission from the person that wrote the quote? The perfect mix of science, cum, dick, fart jokes with a splash of Epstein. If I tweet that quote, is that allowed? Can I do that?
We'll get an attorney to write an asterisk on this form.
I'll take your response off air.
God, the script is so detailed.
It really very technical here in the end. It's
okay.
Let's see, maybe one or two more.
So wow, this could be a whole new section on the podcast, reading the suggestion box.
It very
that's cool. Yeah.
Golden Corral's got one. Why can't we have one?
All right.
Here's an actual real one, and this one, it doesn't hurt because it's a lot of the streams tend to have some awkward silence after talking. You should put some low volume, non-copyrighted, of course, lo-fi or relaxing music in the background.
That's interesting.
That's good.
That's good feedback. I'm not going to take the note. Thank you for whoever sent it in. I want you to feel as awkward as I do. This is my little letting you into my life.
Yeah.
That's how I do that.
We feel. Yeah.
Right. Every day. This is what I live, just awkward silences and being weird with people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm opening the door for you to come into my life.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was your platform. That's interesting.
Yeah, some real Andy Kaufman, Tim Heidecker anti-comedy. Just make you sit and stew in the silence for a while. Like, is this funny? Am I having a good time?
Okay.
Oh, and then I added what would they like to see us stream more? And by one vote so far, VR.
Yes, we have yet to do that. Well, we got to do that more. Yeah.
I think I have a solution for that.
I wish for us to do the Desert Bus game. Still.
Oh my God! Yes, please, an 8-hour VR. Yes. Everybody, look up Desert Bus.
Guys,
we're gonna do it.
I got kids. I can't
bring them along. There's room for them on the bus.
When I get back to traveling, and I did that one time. I was twitching one time when I was in Wilmington when I was there doing that weekend. That's when I can do stuff like that. If I bring my gear with me and I'm in Florida for the weekend, I got all Saturday. I got time to kill. I'll do an 8-hour bus ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got a suggestion box. We want your real suggestions. We want your thoughts and opinions.
Okay. And that's in the description of the video and
the podcast.
Okay.
And on our Twitter.
Great.
Yeah, Rock Dogs, go ahead. Or I think maybe how many questions do you have? Because how do you put them in order? Is it just whoever got there first and then you just line them up after that?
Oh, I think Rock Dogs sent a question. Is that what he's talking about? I don't have our stream pulled up, but I'm looking at it right now. but I think we've already answered this.
Did have a question.
What inspired you three to create a comedy VR channel and podcast? And did sharing it with the world exceed your expectations?
Okay.
Did we? I think
he says no. I sent it to Mark. Is that the one, Rock Dogs? Okay. All right. Through Instagram. That was it. Okay.
I think did we answer this? I thought we did.
Wait, so did you send Rock Dogs a copy of the script?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I said this is what you're going to say.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So
can we do an episode where we read the transcript of this episode? Just in a normal voice.
I do have a suggestion for a scripted show now, is that we each give each other lines for like 5 minutes. We write each other's lines. We give them, like, I write all Steven's lines, Jeff writes all my lines, and we'll just go in the order where it won't even make coherent sense.
I don't even understand.
I don't either, but I'm in for it.
Okay, sure.
All right. Question comes from Rock Dogs in our Discord. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry I missed this because I thought we had answered it. But the question is, what inspired you three to create a VR comedy channel and podcast? And did sharing it with the world exceed your expectations?
So first there was the main channel and then the podcast. So we did the VR one a few years ago because we realized that every time we got on there, we had some amazing moments. And I was like, you know what? I don't want these to be lost forever. I want to save them somewhere so we can always look back at something and laugh. It was like an archive mindset. Like, I don't want to look back one day and be like, damn, what was that one time where he said that? I wanted it just everything to be saved somewhere where it lasted forever. And then we realized that these things happen often if we're getting there and dicking around. Wow. Just some amazing stuff happens. And that's where I said, okay, you know what? What if we make it public? And then that was that. Podcast, I think, Jeff, right? That was your idea?
Yeah, I think so, kinda. Was and am a big fan of podcast. Wanted to try it.
Like, okay, maybe we can do this in reality also, not just in virtual reality. So what effect does it have on the world? Oof.
Or did it exceed our expectations?
Yeah, did it exceed our expectations?
See, I've been learning this for you. I think I come off as an asshole or insincere because of the monotone seriousness. But when I say more than anything ever could, in a very, I mean that 100 times, like with as much sincerity as is possible. Like, this is fucking crazy that anybody, like, there's people here watching us talking to each other, and then in a few days are going to listen to this, say, like, us just say shit to each other. Like, I get the whole technology, like how, digital saved and then distributed over. Like that, I get that. But like, I'm saying, like, the actual words that we're saying and like what we're like, it's I think fucking that was crazy.
Parentheses in the script. I don't think you actually had to say that.
But was that was just a no? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Keep rolling. Well, no, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it.
Okay.
Yes. So, as sincerely this has exceeded everything ever. It's crazy.
It's a good answer. Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah. Same. I guess because it's like no one really, or at least I wasn't on YouTube and stuff like that. So I was like, I mean, I don't know of anyone kind of just making fun of the game or being characters in games and doing this, or like improving a scene and just going with it the whole way. So I was like, well, that's, and especially when we first started, and like we would get comments of people being like I don't get it. Like, why aren't you playing the game? Because it wasn't like a walkthrough or like a gameplay.
That's like, my favorite.
Yeah, it's like, well, you just don't get the idea that what we're trying to do. So
that's right.
So I feel like, but now we got to a place where the people who do watch get it, and just the people who like we were just talking about. Someone made a joke on our most recent one with the Mars News skit, and someone was like, "Oh man, I can't believe the mug breaking wasn't the pot plant sound." And I was like, "Holy shit, that is so." We did that for I think 3 or 4 videos, pretty tight, like back to back, and that was going to be like an Easter egg, and we wanted to put it in every episode, and we just forgot about it, and that was that had to be over a year ago.
Yeah, I think it was in our very first forest one, I think.
Yeah, so you're talking about that. Yeah, that's probably like 2 years ago. And the fact that some guy was like, "Oh man, you should have done that there." Like, you're still here. You're still watching.
I'm so glad people are still around. Yeah.
It blows my mind that people consume our content the way that I consume content that I love.
Yeah,
because sure. I'm the same way about Comedy Bang Bang or Doughboy, whatever it is, or comedy shows and stuff.
Yeah, I'm grateful. Yeah.
So hopefully we can keep doing it for as long as we can.
Yeah, we did say that this was we'll see how this episode goes, and we might do the podcast next week.
Is this the wind down tour?
Yeah.
We said that in episode 1, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now we're at 80.
I'm saying it now too.
Yeah. No, now we're at 80. Must I remind you? Fuck holes 80. Okay.
Jeff picked the title. I can't wait to see the title for this one.
Oh boy.
Take 1.
Yeah, and I think, I know we are not a large. I don't know. I wish I lived in a world where we could just continue doing it to the people, it's not even about like I want the whole world to see our stuff. Like I'm content with just the group, the people we have watching it now.
Because they get us. I mean, yeah. I would have a more confined group that gets it than like widespread and be like, yeah, this is all right. Like, oh yeah, it's all right. So I don't know.
Yeah, Drop Dead. Just mentioned, binging all the episodes in 2 weeks. I'm glad that these are bingeable like that. I mean, that's amazing. Thanks. I mean, so that tells us that there's something there. Yeah, something good there.
I like how we are on episode 80 and be like, hey guys, we might have something.
Well,
we might have something people like. I don't know. We still don't know.
We'll fine tune it enough, right? We'll think, okay, we'll look at all the dials and say, okay, we set the Epstein dial to 1. That gets mentioned. So, we'll find the right mixture.
Yeah. All right. Well, that says end of Act 1 right there. After that last line I read.
Okay. Right.
Okay. So let's go over. Okay. Act 2.
Yeah, I really blew it on this one. It's very literal. Well, I think that's it for us for the night, isn't it? Oh God, I am turning into Kyle. Oh boy.
Sure. And then we'll
isn't it?
That's good.
We'll whittle this down to something releasable.
How do you, like, in the script, how do you end a show or play? Does it say like curtains or something? Like what's the direction for ending the show? What do they say? Fade to black?
No, actually it's I leaned on Chekhov's gun here. Mark shoots you because we talked about the gun in the very beginning of the show. He shoots you, you die, all house lights down and curtain, and then 5 minutes later we come out, take a bow.
Okay. All right. So the final line as the curtains are closing, I say something like, Epstein didn't kill himself.
And then Mark shoots you.
All right.